Hi there, my name is Cronenberg. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so for this film, it's called Chud, C-H-U-D, in capitals. It's a sci-fi horror film. Came out in 1984. Amazon have a rating of 16 plus, and IMDb shows it to be an 18. It's an hour and 36 minutes. Amazon's is a 4.5 out of 5, and IMDb is 5.6 out of 10. Amazon synopsis is a bizarre series of sudden disappearances on the streets of New York City seem to point towards something unsavory living in the sewers. Loads of S's in that. Oh, sorry about that. So the director is Douglas Cheek, C-H-E-E-K, and he directed A Vegetable Soup, which apparently is a series. The producer, there's 4 of them, but I'll pick the main one, is Andrew Bonime. Bonime, who produced The Bell Jar. Music was by David A. Hughes, and he did the music for Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. If you've seen that, brilliant. If not, watch it. Now the cast, I picked 4 main ones as usual. We have John Hurd, who was George Cooper, and he was in Home Alone. Christopher Curry, who was Captain Bosch. When I heard Bosch, I was like, oh, from the series, but it's not. And he was in Starship Troopers. Daniel Stern, who was AJ the Reverend Shepherd, and he was also in Home Alone. And Kim Greist, I think that's how you say her surname, G-R-E-I-S-T, E-I-S-T, who was Lauren Daniels, and she was in Manhunter. It was mostly filmed in New Jersey and New York. Quite a lot of locations in New York, so it's a bit of mix and match. So it starts off. The music is very kind of 80s. It's an 80s film, so that's what you're gonna get. But the electronic music is there. It's very, very good. It's the kind of, I can't explain the music, but if you know that electronic style music, think of Vangelis kind of stuff. That sort of thing. And then we got this woman walking a dog in the middle of the empty road. There's a manhole cover. It opens. She's grabbed by something. She's screaming. So I even knew it was an 80s film before I even got to that point, because that was a typical thing. I'm not dismissing. I mean, I knew it was 1984 anyway, but you know what I mean. You can just tell. I still don't know what she was doing walking in the middle of the road. It happens, I suppose, these days. Oh, it does in most American films anyway. British don't seem to do that because we get mowed down by joyriders. There is kind of hammy acting. Alright, there's no music in any scene so far. I can't think how far I got into this point, but there was no music. It was just literally just talking, which is fine. But there was no music, which is weird. And so a lot of the actors we've seen in present films, so you like watch them going, oh, I've seen him in this, I've seen him in that, and that's why, Home Alone, Starship Troopers, Manhunter, I mean, people have heard of these films. So there's this homeless woman, who's actually played by Ruth Maleczech. I'm not going to say that one off by heart. And she's at the police station. She's getting released. And she's told to sign for stuff. So she says, nah, how do I know you didn't take anything? Whilst looking in her bag. And the cop behind says, under his breath, how do we know you didn't give us anything? I thought that was quite funny. I thought, yeah, that's quite... because she looks quite grimy. And then another quote. I kind of love these. So a cop's coming out of the station, and he meets this reporter, who asks, what's happening? So the cop says, oh, nothing's going on, it's the same old stuff. So when, nothing, huh? Sounds interesting. And the cop says, yeah, I've got to go, as I'm quite busy. And he goes, yeah, not surprising what with nothing going on. So, yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, 20 minutes in, first bit of music came in. So it's like, oh, finally some music. Now I saw the creature about 15-20 minutes later, something. The effects remind me of other films of this time. Not like Alien, Alien, the film Alien with Sigourney Weaver or anything like that. No. If you've ever seen any of the, you probably not, but if you've seen Nukem High, or these kind of special effects that's kind of corny, you know, them. And this always confuses me. So how in films do they always know which way north is? Right? You probably say, oh, you look at the stars. So this cop is in the sewer. Right? The cop's in the sewer. Sorry, they're not the one. There's a couple of them. It's the cleanest ever sewers I've ever seen. I mean, you could probably eat dinner down there. So I don't know why this homeless woman Ruth looks so disgusting, because it looks so clean. Anyway, they're all down there, and on the radio, one of them says, "Oh, you need to take the North Tunnel," and they do. It happens all the time in films. You know, they could be in a big massive warehouse, pitch black, and they go, "Okay, I'll meet you on the east entrance," and they just go to the east entrance. I wouldn't even have a clue where east, south, north. I don't even know where it is when I'm looking in the daylight, let alone at bloody night time in a sewer. But hey, what do I know? Maybe it's embedded in you when you're walking around in dark. So a lot of the film is actually under the ground, but it's not pitch black like some films. You know, where you can't see a damn thing, but you can see everything. So there's natural light, which is weird when it's underground, but that's beside the point. At least you can see it. Now, you know when some films and some scenes just don't make any sense at all? We've all seen them. It could be a blockbuster film with Tom Cruise or whatever, and you're like, what the hell? Or it could be a really low budget film, and you're like, what the hell? So, it's Kim Greist who's playing Lauren Daniels. I've just given the story away here, but basically she's found out she's pregnant, right? So she takes a trip down this ladder to go under the basement, like you do. And she finds an animal hanging there, so she gets scared, runs upstairs, rings the police. Okay, fine. And then she has a shower. You're like, okay, that's probably to get rid of because you're worried about the animal. And then it gets blocked, and then she starts using this coat hanger, sort of digging down into the plug hole. And then all this blood just sprays out, right? She's covered in blood, screaming, ah! 10 minutes later, she's sorting out some flowers in the house. And you're like, what the hell? Did I just miss something? Was this a totally different person? It's not. It's just like, I mean, you scream downstairs, you've seen something hanging in a basement. You go upstairs, have a shower. She doesn't look like, by the way, that she's rubbing grime off. She just likes going in for a normal shower. And then she's digging into this thing. Blood squirts out from everywhere, covers her all over her, covers the entire shower. She's screaming and yelling, ah! And literally, like I say, about 10 minutes later, she's just doing some flower arranging. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe people are hardened. I don't know. It just seems weird. Now, whenever you watch a horror film, there's always something that happens. It's the same thing. It happens in every bloody horror film I've seen, and in some actions, and you're always going to get it. Someone finally tripped over. Yes, that's right. They have to trip over in any horror film, even if it's complete flat ground and there's nothing there. So I'm not going to say who it is, but the person trips over. Right, so what she does, I've already narrowed it down. Gets to ring the police. It's not about the animal dangling down the thing. Anyway, she's ringing the police. She's scared. She walks with the phone. She trips and pulls the cable out of the phone. Anyway, the special effects for the dead, dismembered bodies are actually really good. You know, when you look at them, you think, oh, that looks kind of cool. If that makes any sense. If you like horrors. It was a good ending, kind of. The ending, the final, literally the last 2 minutes, we were like, what the hell? How does that even work? I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but it's just like, that surely couldn't even happen. I mean, you could say it's what's in the basement, in the sewers, but it would have happened a bit before that. So the captain of the police station, I say, was kept calling him Bosch. I felt like I was watching that, the series on Amazon. Special effects were good, story was decent, acting was better as it got halfway through. The beginning was a bit kind of like corny, but then they started to kick in a bit. Now, IMDb has a 5.6. You know what? I'll give it a 6. I thought it was a good film. Now, you would say, why am I reviewing something that's got a 5.6, considering I review a lot of low films? And that's because, why not? Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching this film review of Chud. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the film reviews out there. I've got mostly game reviews, but I'm starting to branch out into some film reviews. So if you want to watch any of those, please do. Please bear in mind that the first couple of videos I released were more like a podcast, and then I kind of like knocked it up a notch with some images and videos and stuff. There you go. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.